Okay, so I made chocolate pudding the other day, and some of you may have seen the recipe for it, and it's absolutely incredible. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use less agave syrup whenever possible. So this is an experiment. So I've got the meat of coconut in here, and unless you've worked with a coconut before, when you take the coconut meat out of the shell, sometimes part of the shell will get left behind. There'll be little brown sort of bark on there. Just rinse that under water and get all of that off there as much as you can, just so that there won't be any splinters or any sort of gritty thing in your pudding. Then I put 1 tablespoon, and when I say tablespoon, I mean a tablespoon from your dining room table. Again, just try to be intuitive about these things. And then a little pinch of salt in there. You can see the salt. And then I put date syrup. So date syrup is just the water that I soak my dates in, and the water gets really, really sweet. And so I just poured some in there. You can kind of see it's just moving around there. So I'm going to put this through the, here's the blade too. I wanted to show you the blade that I use for this on the bullet. I'm going to go ahead and run this through the bullet here real quick, and then we'll see what the taste is like, okay? Okay, so here's the consistency. It's I probably put more liquid in this than coconut meat, but still, this will set up in the refrigerator. And I'll tell you what, it's good, but it is not as sweet as the agave syrup, obviously. So to this, maybe you could add a tiny bit of agave syrup to this, and then that way you're not using so much agave. And the date syrup is lower on the glycemic index, so dates are a really good, blood sugar balancer. So I would recommend and encourage you to make your pudding this way, and then, like I said, just add a tiny bit of agave as opposed to all agave and no date syrup. So anyway, I'm going to put this in the fridge, and then we're going to enjoy this in the morning. Alright, it is morning now, and the pudding has set up overnight, and so now we're going to try it. So remember, this is the pudding that we made with coconut meat. We sweetened it with date syrup, which is the water that that the dates soak in, and then we put a tablespoon of cacao powder and a pinch of sea salt. So it is the same consistency as the other pudding I made the other night, maybe a little runnier. Yep, it's a little runnier. Wow, this one's really good. It's very, very chocolatey. Wow, it's a completely different flavor than the one with the agave syrup. The one with the agave syrup was super sweet, and you may not like that. This one is chocolate. It's just chocolate, but it is sweet. Okay, here's the phone. Gotta go.